original dog.
Yes. Now, March is Poison Prevention Month, and it is an annual campaign to help us to figure out the best ways to keep our furry friends happy and safe. It's dedicated to raising awareness about the dangers of toxins and poisons to pets, and it serves as a reminder for pet owners to take proactive steps to protect their furry companions from potential hazards in their environment. So our special guests this morning are veterinarian Dr. Briana Schwapp, Hayle, and her nice mongrel dog here, Nori. Hi, guys. Thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me.
So, you know, we're talking, Nori looks very frisky, like
Yes,
She's really something.
she wants to be, you know, doing
temperature.
something. Poison prevention. Let's talk about it. How do we need to take better precaution? Like, do you feel like sometimes we are just not aware of the things?
So yes, some owners are just not aware, and that's human nature. There's nothing wrong with not knowing. It's really up to pet owners, though, to investigate and to find out what they need to know.
Okay.
So the first thing is, a lot of my poison cases are animals that are allowed to roam. So a lot of my really severe and fatal poisoning cases are unfortunately dogs that are allowed to just roam down the street, next door, you know, into open spaces, and unfortunately, whether maliciously or not, they tend to walk into or ingest poisons, and a lot of the times, those types of poisons are the ones that we cannot save them from.
What are some of the signs and symptoms?
Right. So, well, it depends on what we're talking about, right? With gramoxone, which is our most deadly poison, we usually see the dog in respiratory distress. They may turn blue, they may vomit, they may be lethargic, not eating, and it just progresses and gets worse and worse. We see sometimes rat poison, which can be very, you know, it may not be obvious at first, rat poison, right? But the dogs do tend to bleed out from like the gums. They may have signs of hemorrhage on their skin, in their eyes, from pretty much anywhere that an animal can bleed from, they may bleed from it, depending on how much they ingested and what type.
What about those things that we hear, we may think it's good for the dog, especially kids.
Busy.
People love to give dogs busy. Busy is toxic to dogs.
Really?
Busy contains the same toxins as it contains caffeine and theobromine, which are both toxic to dogs. Theobromine is the toxin in chocolate. So a lot of the time when dogs get poisoned, people think that they should give the dog busy, but the dog is now poisoned by rat poison and poisoned by caffeine.
What does it mean when we see our dogs eating grass? Are they trying to?
It can mean many things. She eats grass every day.
Okay.
It's sometimes just
vitamins.
Yes, for some reason, some of them just enjoy the texture of it.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes they will eat it when they have like an upset stomach, or if they're lacking something in their diet. So it just really depends. It doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing, but sometimes it's worth investigating.
Is there a particular thing? I'm watching how hyperactive he is. She is.
Yes.
Is there a particular thing that triggers that kind of behavior, like we know in kids, you know, the sodas do that?
It's really just, well, sometimes it's the nature of the dog. Most of the time, I'm really big on breeds and specific breeds and their, you know, what they're bred for and purpose-bred dogs. People will come to me and say, I got a Jack Russell and the dog is so hyper. And I'm like, yes, a Jack Russell is going to be hyper. You know, so it's really important to research. We know Nori is all breeds, so that's just her nature. But it's really important to learn how to adapt to your dog. So I have adapted my life with her since she's been a puppy, and now I know what she needs, you know.
Got it. Let me ask you a question, because it is poison prevention. What are like some of the things around our homes that I immediately just started to think about?
Like what do you have in the home, right? So let me say, first of all, thing that's really in the home but not something you'd buy are toads. Toads are a major source of poison. The big toads, the cane toads, are toxic to dogs. They secrete a toxin from their skin. Dogs love to chase things. So they tend to bite them or lick them, and it causes a serious neurological reaction, right? They tend to have seizures, really severe seizures. They tend to salivate a lot.
How do you look for that? You just have to check your ear if you're not a frog.
That's the thing. And if you have a dog who likes to hunt, then you may need to be. Some dogs are not interested in catching things. Dogs like her, Jack Russells, your Shepherds, Labs tend to hunt, right? So you need to be aware. If you have a dog that bit a toad, it's really important to get the mouth clean. So you want to take a rag and like wipe the mouth, because that's where the toxin is absorbed, right? Across the gums. You wipe the mouth out and you come to me quickly, right? In terms of around the house, Of course, we see them often with like pesticides,
Yes.
weed killers, rat
Yes.
poison,
The bleach.
and then medication is a big one. Dogs
Medication
like to
is
go
a big
into people's
one.
medication,
Yes.
and then I'm like calculating how much Panadol can a dog
Yes.
eat.
Oh.
So just make sure, it's very similar to having
my
a
gosh.
toddler, right? So you want to
Yes.
make sure that your medication is locked away, your cleaning products are locked away.
Yeah.
Essential oils are another big thing because people use essential oils for us and they don't realize that a lot of those are toxic to dogs and to cats.
No.
Another big one is lilies and cats. Valentine's Day every year, I'm like, your cat is sick. Did you get a bouquet with lilies in it? So these are things that you may not even think of,
Look
right?
at that.
Lilies, yes. I
Look
just
at
discovered that
that.
this wife doesn't like lilies. But no, because we got lilies in with the roses deadly.
Oh, God,
but we cannot talk about poison prevention without talking about the fact that there are some persons who love to cook for their dogs and they can't cook.
So that's a good one.
You know,
a good one
what-
is the dog ate something. It's not really classified as a poisoning,
Poison,
really,
yes.
but I do get a lot
Negatively.
of GI upset cases. The dog ate something it shouldn't have, or I fed the dog KFC and now it's sick. So common misconception, of course, is that dogs, especially mongrels, can't eat anything.
Anything.
And the way that they can,
She's so cute.
the way they can, she's like, I can't eat everything. The way they can tolerate things can vary amongst the dog.
Yes,
But the
yes.
general rule is, of course, no seasoning, no gravy, no fatty foods, no bones.
Wow.
No ice cream.
bones?
No bones.
Oh, we are
No
talking-
fish bones.
No
You
fish bones,
can't tell
no
my dog
bones
say
at
no
all.
bone.
Bones are a choking hazard.
Oh.
They are very often we take them right out of those intestines because they get stuck, no matter the size of the dog, no matter the type
You
of
know
bone.
what give me problem? Mango.
Mango
Because we
seeds,
have a
right?
mango tree there.
Exactly.
And let me tell you.
Going from poisoning to just general
Yes,
dangers, mango
yes.
seeds and corn cobs.
All right. No, if we find ourselves in a problem, where do we find you?
So I'm based at Noah's Ark. We
Okay.
are open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day. We also have an emergency service, so you can call us after hours.
know.
And we are open on the weekends. We have emergency service available every single Sunday and every single public holiday.
That's
Where's
great to
Noah's
know.
Ark for those?
72A Hope Road.
Okay,
Perfect,
wonderful.
perfect. All right. Thank you so much for joining
You're
us
very
today.
welcome.
And
Thank you for having
Nori.
us.
You behaved
Thank you,
yourself
Nori.
Very
beautifully.
good. I'm
No,
very
like
Try
I'm
to
proud.
ready.
smuggle 2 bone for you. Don't worry, my girl. You know, it's a Jamaican dog have to eat a bone. Don't give them the bones.
Don't give them any bones.
No bones.
And
Thank
just-
you, Dr. Briana Schwapp Hayle, veterinarian at Noah's Ark Clinic, and of course, Nori. On the other side of the break, it's Parents Happy Hour. We'll be right back.